I'm going to answer your questions. If you got questions, go ahead and put them in. All right, let's go ahead and go over these questions. When do we begin driving? Tomorrow. I want to get you guys going immediately. The sooner you get driving, if you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. All right, make sure. Tomorrow, I'm going to take the time to get you guys scheduled, get you going. The sooner you get into the car, feel comfortable, you're just going to get better. Right around the second or third lesson, you're going to feel comfortable. Some of you will feel very nervous. Some of you have a little practice, but I have to assume you have none. We will start in the parking lot. We'll go up and down the aisles practicing lane positioning. We're in America. We drive on the right side of the road. A lot of beginners drive on the left or drive in the middle because you're not used to having lane orientation. So we want to make sure all of you know how to drive, feel comfortable. What's up, Jackson? And we want to make sure all of you feel comfortable. So in the parking lot, a lot of students need a lot of work on steering. So we're going to be going up and down the aisles, working on right turns, left turns, good speed control, good foot placement, good vision. It's like playing a video game. You want to have good peripheral vision. Peripheral vision means your vision to the side, okay? And I want to make sure all of you do well, okay? So we start in the parking lots. Then we transition to the neighborhood. And we're going to be making 12 right turns, 12 left turns. We're going to be practicing pulling in driveways, reversing out, and setting up some parallel parks. Thank you. Setting up some parallel parking. And we have to know how to parallel park. If you live in any big metro city, Detroit, Michigan, Los Angeles, California, Dallas, Texas, Houston, Texas, you need to know how to parallel park. It's a very important skill. Do I schedule I will schedule in class. While you guys are working, I will fill up my timesheet and I'm going to be calling people. Okay. That's how we do it. I'm just looking through some questions. Need to put in more questions. At the school, that's where we meet. Main door. Hold on one second. I'm looking for more questions. You got questions, put them in. I'm looking for more questions, particularly driving. I need you guys to put in some driving questions right now. Driving questions. Typically, we drive beginners in neighborhoods, making 12 right turns, 12 left turns, having good speed control. A lot of beginners are looking down at the steering wheel. I need you to look up and aim high. I need you to feel comfortable with your instructor. I do appreciate you. Make sure you subscribe and follow and do all those positive things. You're going to really love what's going to be going on. So typically a lot of beginners, here's some technical things to help you. I'm not sponsored by Converse, but they're good shoes. Wear Converse. Do not wear thick, hard gym shoes or platform Nikes. Not against those brands, but you can't feel the pedal. The Hey Dude, those shoes are good. The Hey, really thin, comfortable. The foam shoes are good. Again, do not wear thick sole shoes. You're going to slam the gas, slam the brake, and then you're really going to be very scared. So don't wear thick sole shoes. Wear thin sole shoes. Please do yourself a favor. Freeways around Drive 5. Everyone's a little bit different. Some could go on 4, but usually around Drive 5. We practice merging on, merging off. I do that 4 to 7 times. The minimum is about 4 for the state minimum, but I'm better than the minimum. We work hard. So we're practice merging on, getting off the next exit. Merging on, getting off the next exit. Then you'll have a longer freeway drive so you can get good speed control. I try to get you in the middle lane. That's the safest for beginning drivers. We don't want you on the left because people are driving way over the speed limit, 7, 12, 15, 20 miles over the speed limit. We do not want to get ourselves in a dangerous situation. Typically, beginning drivers don't judge distance. So this means you're going to pull out in front of a truck. You're going to scare the instructor. Don't do that. Beginning drivers need to be told what to do. So eventually you'll be able to make those decisions yourself. I do have a brake in the car and a dual mirror, so it's really important that you just relax, trust the process, trust me. I'm like your virtual uncle for 6 weeks. Then we'll talk. I'm an educator. I talk about school, social media, cars. I'm a car enthusiast, so and I'm a people person, so I'm an extreme extrovert. So and then I'll be meeting your parents. I'll be talking to them. I'll tell them how you do. If you did bad, I'll tell them what you did bad on. If you did good, I'll tell them what you did good on. Usually, most students do pretty good. If you have a little bit of anxiety, send me a text, let me know. And I really want to meet your parents. So this way, I understand who you are. I'm about 6'4", 260, really tall guy. I might look kind of short here, but I'm in a gaming chair and the lens is kind of up, but I'm really a tall guy. I'm not a midget, but I'm a tall guy. Some of you might be taller. Some of you might be shorter. Hey, if you are between 5'11" and really between 4'9" and 5'2", you're going to have a difficult time reaching that pedal. So you might have to bring a polo, real talk, so you can sit up. Let's see here. The drives are 60 minutes. I usually switch you guys every half an hour. You need to drive for 1 full hour. It's a state requirement. Driving anxiety is caused by a traumatic experience. Maybe you were in a car crash. Maybe your mom and dad have driving anxiety. I have an anxiety of swimming because I almost drowned. I don't like to be in small places. That's called claustrophobic. So I have anxiety of going in really small spots. But gradual exposure is how you get over anxiety. We'll start in the neighborhoods. We'll start in the school parking lot, something familiar. And then once that I see you're ready, we'll gradually practice going out into traffic, making a right turn. We'll practice lane changing. And because of my experience, I can usually tell if you need additional lessons or you need less. Everyone's a little bit different. Are you looking straight ahead or are you looking down at the steering wheel? Are you staring at the speedometer or are you steering too long? And typically I'll be giving you tips and tricks to help you. So gradual exposure is good. How do you park without hitting the curb? We don't hit the curb. If you look at the curb, the car is going to bounce into it. You'll fail your test if you hit the curb. Plus, it will blow out the front tire and bend the axle to the car. So we want to treat our driver's ed car like it's yours for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 7 weeks. Some states have 10 hours behind the wheel. We have 6. Some states you have to be 17. It varies. A lot of people are waiting until they're 18 years old because of the cost of the driver's education program. It really depends on your financial situation and how old you are. This is an adult responsibility. This is not for kids. Driving does not make you an adult. Driving is one of those responsibilities, paying your bills, being to school on time, being to work on time, showing your teacher that you really are engaged in the class. And I can tell through our virtual class who's really playing, who's really serious, and then it reflects in the driving. We are driving a small 2006 Ford. It's small because usually I'm in a larger vehicle. So the gas pedal on the Ford, very touchy. If you just hit it, we're racing. Okay? So a lot of you are going to hit the gas. Oh my God. Okay? So you got to take it easy. So that's where I want you to. The car steers very good. It's a low center of gravity. Remember, I'm a big guy, so most cars are kind of small to me. You can move the seat forward, but you want to be about 12 inches away from the airbag. If you're more than 12 inches, if you're within 12 inches, that airbag could come out. So we want you about 12 inches away. I will show you how to adjust the seat. I will get you in the car, help you adjust your seat. I'll stand outside the car, left side, right side, and have you adjust your mirror. So when you first come in the car, type in the first thing you do. When you first get into the car, everyone type in the first thing they must do. All of you, what is the first thing they must do? Yes, I know how to drive a manual. Had a question about manuals. We do, most of the cars here in the United States, 90% are automatics. I do know how to drive a manual. In our part of the country, and we're in North America, we primarily drive with automatics. Now, if your parents have a manual, you've seen them shift the gears and push the clutch in, you have an idea. But most of the driver's ed cars are automatics. I did have a young lady, her grandfather gave her a truck. He came up from Georgia, drove it up, and within an afternoon, she learned how to drive. We have 20 people here, and I see 9 answers. So I asked you, what is the first thing you do? You put on your seatbelt. If you put on your seatbelt, okay, you got to first put on your seatbelt. So when you first get into the car, I need to see you put on your seatbelt. Put on your seatbelt. Buckle in. Then you adjust your seat. If it's forward, I'll show you how to move forward. If you're taller, we got to move you back and drop that seat down. I'm a very tall guy. The car, most of the cars are made for people under 6 feet. I'm like 6'4", so I'm a big guy in a small car, but you're gonna adjust your seat. The air conditioning does blow pretty cold, so you gotta have that seat belt on first. You're gonna look and frame your rear window in your mirror. You're gonna have your left and right side mirrors adjusted properly so you can see a little bit of the car. And then there are 4 blind spots. There's the left side, right side, front of the car, and the back. So you need to know how to have those on. Let's get a few of the questions that you have. So we talked about the test. In our part of the country, we have an 80 question test. Other states may have 100, 150, okay? It depends on the state, on the municipality, and the province. In the UK, they have a very massive learner test, and it's very involved. I'm not saying it's harder than the United States. I'm not saying our test is easier. In the UK, they have very small, narrow streets. They drive manuals, okay? We drive automatics. We have very small streets too if we go to our downtown areas. But remember, when our states were first discovered by our first settlers, which were the Native Americans, we didn't have downtown areas. As the population grew, then it started in downtown, then it moved out to the urban fringe, and then the suburbs. We will be going through roundabouts, so you need to be looking those up. I'll be talking about those. I try to take you on a lot of curvy roads. I try to switch up the routine. We are not just going to be driving straight. We're going to be making a lot of right turns, left turns, lane changing. We'll stop and get fuel. I'll have you clean the windows, maybe check the air pressure, check the oil. You need to know about maintenance because a lot of beginning drivers do not take care of maintenance. Okay, it's in your packet. Okay, in front of the school. It's in your packet, Bridget. All you gotta do is look in it, and it tells you the high school main door. Randy, I would love to have directions. I've seen some other instructors do that where they have the GPS, and then I can program in locations, and you can hit a number, and we can go a different place once a day. I might do that. That seems kind of fun. You need to learn directions. You need to learn how to read a GPS. In your generation, you're going to have your phone. Your phone is your computer. You can do business on your phone. You can get money on your phone. You can pay people. But the reality is you don't, in the UK, they have a GPS, and then they have an instructor giving directions. Ours is different. We have an instructor in the car, and your instructor will give you directions. You're not listening to a computer. So it's a little bit different. But I like the GPS, and I wanted to do that. But the problem is you're listening to the GPS, and you're not really focused on driving. You feel me? But you do need to learn how to do that because many of you will be driving smart cars. They will sync with your phone, and Your phone is your phone. Your car is watching you drive. A lot of cars we drive today are smart cars. They know who's in the car because as soon as you get in the car, it syncs with your phone. Your cars know your phone list. So in some cases, your car knows how fast you're driving, who's driving, where you're driving, and you might see your insurance rates go up if you're driving too fast or too slow. I have some information on that. Yeah, we do get out, stretch our legs. That is really important. So this is why we switch every after about 35 minutes. You start losing focus. You start going off the road. You start going too slow. A lot of beginning drivers drive 10 under, 12 under the limit. So from my experience, we get out, stretch our legs, and that's really important. If I'm going to work an 8-hour day, a 10-hour day, because I'm human too, okay? My son and daughter went to Lance Cruz North. Son plays football for Prairie View. He's probably going to be going to Brazil, right, to play football down there. And then later this month, he's going down to Texas for the XFL tryout. So that's very exciting. So a lot of good things. And we'll talk more about that when I see you in person. So I went over some of the basic things. We'll start in the school parking lot, going up and down the aisles, making right turns. Practice looking where you're going. If you're making a left turn and you're looking straight, you're going to hit a car. If you're making a right turn and you're looking to the left, you're going to hit a car. So I should see you turning your head and looking. We drive with our eyes. A lot of beginners stare at the speedometer. You're going to stare at your hands. If I can help you really develop good steering, good speed control, that second, third lesson, you're going to feel a lot more comfortable. We go to a lot of downtown areas. We go through different neighborhoods. We go through different roundabouts, left turns, right turns, junctions, a lot of intersections. I really want to keep the driving fun and active so we don't lose focus. We talked about the test, 80 questions. We're going to get you guys and ladies paired up soon. And I think we are good. Hey, if you guys enjoyed this, now's the time to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Look at my videos. I will be coming on later. Bye.